delivered his appeal to his followers to send him off in a blaze of glory. We must allow him to depart with dignity. The UNC cannot win this or any other election in Trinidad and Tobago and has no future in the politics of our nation. Don't be fooled by the NACTA propaganda into believing the UNC has any chance. A vote for the UNC is a vote for the FIFA investor and for the PNM, nothing more. We must now move on. You must now move on. My fellow citizens and friends, you are now at the center of the political action and in the driver's seat. You have an opportunity to make a choice for decisive change. Mr. Patrick Manning has failed our nation. The most notable feature of his 6-year reign is the culture of criminality which he bred and fed. The culture of criminality is suffocating our nation and has resulted in countless hundreds of murders, most of them involving young people as victims and perpetrators. But as tragic as that has been, think of the families and the friends of those killed. We must remember that the source of this tragic situation comes from the culture of criminality that Mr. Manning used to get himself in office and to keep him in government. We cannot allow this to go on. As if that is not enough for our nation to bear, his lack of foresight and planning is causing us untold hardship on our roads, and the national productivity has fallen as a result. His excesses and misjudged priorities of expenditure have led to a deepening of our poverty crisis. 16.7% of our population now lives below the poverty line, which is estimated to be $655 per month. The proportion of our young people living below the poverty line is even higher at 29%. Almost 10% of our population lives in absolute poverty. They are literally dying each day. Bad economic management has resulted in rising food and construction prices, too much to bear for more than 70% of our population, the young, the elderly, the working poor, and those living in Tobago. The Manning solutions are at best short-term and are really getting us into deeper waters. His approach to economic change is outdated, and his ability to implement anything productive is woefully scandalous. In addition, he is now surrounded by a narrow circle of cronies who have brazenly used political influence to acquire private wealth at the expense of the people of our nation. This is a betrayal of public trust. It is misbehavior in public office and renders him unfit to hold public office. All this can stop now. The power is in your hands. It is for this reason that the Congress of the People has emerged, a stable political party with respect for democratic decision-making, and a team committing to getting the country right and to good governance. The Congress of the People has demonstrated its faith in the people by seeking a mandate from our conversations with them. From this has emerged our three-part contract with the people: the framework for governance, changing directions; the people's platform; the action plan, the first 100 days. If elected, we pledge to practice the politics of engagement, the politics that brings our country together rather than the politics that divides us. As Prime Minister, I shall convene a conference of the leadership of the public sector and state sector trade unions to construct a platform for progress for future negotiations. I shall instruct that all negotiations for collective agreements be concluded by December 5th, failing which an interim payment will be made without prejudice to all affected workers by December 10th. I shall consign all all versions of Manin's constitution to the shredding machine. I will propose a speakers conference to coordinate the process by which the people of Trinidad and Tobago shall jointly determine the content and intent of the new constitution. This conference will bring together all parties and stakeholders. The people shall shape our new constitution, not the Prime Minister. I again call on the President to release the Lord Mustell report on the crisis the Prime Minister created with the allegations he levied against the Chief Justice. In addition to these specific measures, we shall provide new solutions to our housing problems for the landless, our senior citizens, the disabled, and other vulnerable members of the society. We shall move swiftly to transform tenants of government housing to owners of the units they now occupy by applying rent already paid to equity in transferring ownership. We shall provide clear title to tenants on government lands, allow them to use such land as collateral in negotiating with financial institutions. We shall work on a universal pension plan which will provide $2,000 a month to persons reaching the age of 60. We shall transform CPEP and other special work programs by replacing the 10-day cycle with extended employment, training, job placement, prorated vacation and maternity leave, gratuity, and on completion of each job cycle, and personal dignity for these workers. We shall re-energize the sugarcane industry and involve farmers in ownership of the Houston St. Martin sugar factory and in the development of a sugarcane-based paper industry and other related clusters. We will reduce VAT from 15% to 10% and remove it altogether on water and TNTEC bills for households and in Tobago. In oil-rich Trinidad and Tobago, we can afford it, if only by reducing waste and corruption. Fellow citizens, my most pressing priority as Prime Minister will be your safety. Safety in your homes, in our schools, in our communities, on our streets, and on our roads. There is no silver bullet that can be used to instantly kill crime. However, the Congress of the People started work last year on innovative and practical solutions to our crime problems. We pulled together a team of qualified and experienced practitioners, comprising former Ministers of National Security, Joe Theodore and Joe Tony, former Assistant Commissioner of Police, Desmond Lambert, prominent attorneys, Gillian Lucky, Desmond Allam, and Vernon De Lima, and former Army Captain Gary Griffith. This team is ready to hit the ground with short-term strategies and long-term plans for fighting crime. They will be buttressed by new legislation that will include a legal ban on membership in gangs involved in violence and other crimes, together with the use of electronic bracelets for accused persons on bail for serious offenses. Driving permits held by such persons will be automatically cancelled. Fellow citizens, the country must vote to show the world that Trinidad and Tobago is not PNM country, nor is it FIFA country, but it is our country. It belongs to all of us. My friends, fellow citizens, we can turn around our country. We can get it right. We must start now and rise to the sentiments in our national anthem and keep our national flag flying high. For that, and for so many other reasons, I urge you to do your patriotic duty and to grasp the opportunity for political change and support the candidates of the Congress of the People tomorrow. Good night, and may God bless our nation.